Reports of anthrax outbreak in Shandong. With fear of deaths, authorities rush to debunk rumors. Breaking news, Falun Gong submits new list of CCP perpetrators. CCP state-backed think tank, private economy is state economy, sparks public outrage. Country Garden hit by selecting Concubine scandal, then Vanke's special deals draws attention. Foxconn invests $1 billion in Hunan amidst warnings from local bank depositors.
It's all covered in today's China Truths.
On August 1st, a notice allegedly from Shandong Lianyuan Holdings Group Company, Limited was circulated online. The notice, addressed to all employees, stated, "Recently, suspected anthrax cases leading to death have been identified in Chiji town. The symptoms include rashes, papules, blisters, or ulcers on the hands, forearms, face, neck, or other areas, as well as fever, fatigue, chills, dry cough, headache, cough, sneezing, diarrhea, and chest pain. If you have similar symptoms, please seek medical attention immediately. Avoid consuming beef and mutton and refrain from going to Chiji town. Take personal protection measures and wear masks when going out. All supervisors should ensure employees are informed." Shandong Lianyuan Holdings Group Company, Limited, based in the Economic Development Zone of Yanggu County, is primarily involved in mechanical equipment operations. Further fueling concerns is a notification from the Shandong Provincial Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Bureau, addressed to the Liaocheng City Agriculture and Rural Affairs Bureau. The document mentions receiving information on July 27 about 4 positive anthrax cases among animals in the area and highlights ongoing issues in Yanggu County. The directive calls for a comprehensive investigation into cattle movement, transactions, and slaughter activities at the farm since June 11. It also mandates increased laboratory sampling frequency in Chiji town, especially in Chier village. Local reports from residents suggest an initial cover-up at the affected farm, with anthrax spreading to humans and resulting in serious consequences. Several villages have reportedly been sealed off, and the 4th floor of the county hospital is said to be under lockdown. The situation has sparked widespread panic and public debate. Official statements from Yanggu County and Chiji town authorities have sought to dismiss the rumors, asserting that while cattle contracted the disease over half a month ago, the animals were incinerated and buried, with no human infections reported. However, official denials have often fueled suspicion. Many netizens believe that the more authorities attempt to debunk rumors, the more serious the situation appears. On the NetEase platform, local residents have voiced frustration over the perceived information blackout. One netizen remarked, "They say it's been happening for days, but I only heard about it today, even though I live just 30 or 40 kilometers away." Another netizen sarcastically commented, "Those who know anthrax insist on dynamic zeroing. When one case is found, isolate a group." Anthrax, caused by infection with Bacillus anthracis, can spread through skin contact, respiratory, digestive tract, and injection routes. Without treatment, cutaneous anthrax has a mortality rate of 70 to 80%. Even with treatment, intestinal infections carry a mortality risk of 25% to 75%, while respiratory infections have a mortality rate of 50% to 80%. Anthrax transmission occurs through contact with Bacillus anthracis spores, commonly found on animal products. Human-to-human transmission of anthrax is rare. Breaking news, Falun Gong submits new list of CCP perpetrators. In a major development this July, Falun Gong practitioners, marking the 25th anniversary of their anti-persecution efforts, submitted a new list of CCP officials involved in persecution to their respective governments. They are urging these nations to ban the entry of these individuals and their families and to freeze their assets. By July, over 130 parliamentarians from 15 countries had already called on the CCP to halt the 25-year-long persecution of Falun Gong. The submitted list targets top CCP officials, including Chen Wenqing, Secretary of the Central Political and Legal Affairs Commission, Wang Xiaohong, Minister of Public Security, Ying Yong, Prosecutor General of the Supreme People's Procuratorate, He Rong, Minister of Justice, Wang Wentao, Minister of Commerce, Chen Ningning, Deputy Secretary General of the China Anti-Cult Association, Jin Qing, President of the Liaoning High Court, and Han Yanwei, Warden of Heilongjiang Women's Prison, among others. These officials, involved in various levels of persecution, have had their cases documented on Minghui.org. Chen Chuang, Executive Director of the China Democracy Party Committee, stated, "For 25 years, Falun Gong practitioners have led large-scale anti-persecution movements, both domestically and internationally. They've utilized media, legal avenues, parliaments, and public protests to expose the CCP's brutal repression, including forced organ harvesting. Over 5,000 named practitioners have reportedly been persecuted to death, with potentially many more whose names remain unknown." Chinese human rights lawyer Wu Xiaoping, speaking from the U.S., highlighted the severity of the situation. Among all religious groups, Falun Gong has faced the deepest persecution for the longest time. Despite international attention and 25 years of resistance, the situation has worsened, with the CCP intensifying its actions in recent years. The CCP's reach extends beyond China's borders. 2 pro-CCP community leaders in the U.S. were arrested last May and pleaded guilty in the Southern District of New York on July 24, admitting to carrying out transnational repression and persecution of Falun Gong under CCP orders. As of July 2024, over 130 parliamentarians from 15 countries have issued a joint statement urging the CCP to end its 25-year-long persecution of Falun Gong. They strongly condemn the human rights violations against Falun Gong practitioners in China and demand the unconditional release of all illegally detained practitioners and other prisoners of conscience. The Inter-Parliamentary Alliance on China, IPAC, also issued a statement on X platform, condemning the CCP's actions and highlighting the 25 years of hardship endured by Falun Gong practitioners. The Global Parliamentary Statement condemns the CCP for crimes against humanity, with lawyer Wu Xiaoping emphasizing that this serves as a significant warning to those involved in the persecution of Falun Gong. CCP state-backed think tank, Private Economy is State Economy, sparks public outrage. In a significant development within the Chinese online community, Hu Xijin, the former editor of the Chinese Communist Party's Global Times, has been restricted from expressing his views on social media. Hu commented on the CCP's third plenum decision, suggesting the omission of public ownership as the mainstay marked a historic change, leveling the playing field between public and private sectors. Then, his social media accounts on Weibo, Douyin, Tushio, and Kuaishou fell silent. But on July 30, People's Daily, a media mouthpiece of the CCP, published an article reasserting the policy of the 2 unwaverings. This policy involves strengthening and expanding the public sector economy, including making state capital and enterprises more prominent and efficient, while promoting the private sector's growth. The article declared this approach a long-standing strategy that will remain unchanged. Following the publication, the article was widely redistributed by other state media outlets like CCTV. Besides that, the state-backed Anbao think tank released a report just days before Hu's silencing, boldly declaring that the private economy is the state economy. The report, published in the Hong Kong-based outlet Hong Kong 01, argued that despite potential growth in the private sector, everything in China, from the people to the laws and the economy itself, is considered state-owned. It further noted that while private businesses may flourish alongside state enterprises during economic booms, the inherent differences between the two become glaringly apparent during downturns. State-owned enterprises may continue to thrive, while private ones may face significant struggles and discrimination. This analysis ignited heated debate online, with overseas Chinese expressing particularly harsh views on the CCP's concept of state ownership. One individual remarked, "It implies that everything in China, living or not, is the property of the CCP." Meng Jun, a former private entrepreneur in China who is now living in the United States, shared his perspective with Radio Free Asia on the CCP's handling of the private economy. Meng characterized the CCP's approach as exploitative, claiming they tend to siphon resources and wealth from the private sector when the overall economy shows signs of growth. He likened the private sector to a lamb waiting to be slaughtered. Country Garden hit by selecting concubine scandal, then Vanke's special deals draws attention. The Chinese real estate market is surrounded by controversy and bold marketing strategies. Country Garden is embroiled in a scandal after an internal video was leaked. The video, which has caused a stir on social media, allegedly shows a senior executive from Country Garden hosting a Selecting Concubines event at a lavish dinner party. The 1-minute and 20-second clip depicts several women introducing themselves by height and special talents while a suited man interacts intimately with them. This has sparked extensive public debate and criticism. Country Garden promptly responded, refuting the video's authenticity and accusing online entities of fabricating and spreading false information for attention. They have reported the matter to law enforcement. Despite these denials, the public remains skeptical, with speculation growing. There has been some controversy following a recent legal development for Country Garden. On July 29, the High Court of Hong Kong agreed to postpone a hearing for a winding-up petition against the company until January 20, 2025. This delay will allow Country Garden to negotiate a comprehensive restructuring plan with its creditors. In a bold marketing move, Vanke has launched a buy-one-get-one-free deal for its properties, attracting considerable market attention amid a sluggish real estate recovery. On August 1, reports emerged of Vanke offering this promotion for certain units at its Dongguan development. According to Vanke, the special offer was limited to a select number of units and has already concluded. Marketing staff explained that this unique promotion was available only for large units over 140 square meters. Buyers would receive an additional sea-view apartment in Huizhou's Vanke Double Moon Bay for free. Liu Jia, chief researcher at the Housing Policy Research Center of the Urban Planning Institute in Guangdong Province, emphasized that such attention-grabbing promotions could boost traffic and sales, providing a much-needed uplift in a challenging market. The buy-one-get-one-free offer comes as property developers face mounting inventory pressures. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the unsold commercial housing area nationwide increased by 15.2% year-on-year by the end of June, highlighting the ongoing challenges in the real estate sector. In response, developers turned to aggressive marketing strategies to capture buyer interest. These efforts include significant discounts and offers like Vanke's, aiming to stimulate demand and reduce inventory. Foxconn invests $1 billion in Hunan amidst warnings from local bank depositors. Foxconn, the global smartphone manufacturing giant, has announced a major investment, 1 billion yuan, approximately $139 million, in a new corporate headquarters in Zhengzhou, Hunan. However, this decision comes with a storm of warnings from local bank depositors concerned about significant investment risks. Thousands of depositors from Hunan's village and town banks have been contacting Foxconn's hotline to caution the company about potential financial pitfalls. They claim that nearly 40 billion yuan, about $5.55 billion, in deposits have been frozen for over 800 days, with no explanation or resolution from the authorities. Depositors have reported intimidation and surveillance by local police, who monitor their communications and movements. Despite these challenges, they are determined to warn Foxconn about the financial instability in the region. In a statement to Foxconn, one depositor said, "Our savings have been frozen for over 800 days. We urge caution and thorough investigation before making any commitments in Henan." Another stated, "Hunan's financial credibility is questionable. We're still fighting for answers about why our money has been frozen." The financial troubles began in 2022 when several village and town banks in Hunan suddenly froze online withdrawals and transfers, trapping funds and sparking widespread panic. Thousands of depositors have been left in the dark about the fate of their money, with no answers from the authorities. Currently, over 1,000 depositors are still unable to access their savings, with no clear explanation of which government department is responsible for the freeze. Many have faced high-tech surveillance and intimidation tactics as they try to assert their rights. Despite facing intimidation, they remain committed to warning Foxconn and the international community about the risks involved. Foxconn has yet to publicly respond to the warnings from Hunan's depositors. This situation highlights the complex challenges foreign investors face when navigating China's financial landscape. As Foxconn proceeds with its plans, investors and stakeholders worldwide will be watching closely. The decision to invest in Hunan comes at a critical time, as Foxconn seeks to expand its footprint in the Chinese market. However, the ongoing banking crisis underscores the risks involved in such ventures. Don't forget to comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.